Hey everybody, welcome to Noticeably Invisible. I'm your host, Dave, and today I am joined with a very special friend. This is Reno Sabatini, who I have gotten to know a little bit over the past year, I think, or so, right? And I'll talk about that connection a little bit. But Reno, thanks for joining us. I
You're
appreciate you
welcome.
being here, and I was just hoping that maybe you could tell our listeners a little bit about yourself.
All right, that sounds good.
So, Reno, tell us who are you, what do you do, where do you live, all that stuff.
I live in North Smithfield, Rhode Island. Um, and I originally grew up in New York.
Oh,
I'm
when
a,
did you move to Rhode Island? How old were you?
I moved to Rhode Island trying to think. I was born in New York, came to Rhode Island in 2000, went back to New York in 2002, came back later on in 2002.
Okay.
And basically then I eventually ended up, as I got older, I ended up living in North Smithfield. Was living in Rumford, Rhode Island at first.
Okay.
Like when I got older, when I was in my teens, I was living in Rumford, Rhode Island. Then when I turned 21, I was living in North Smithfield.
And you've been living in the same place since?
Since now.
Okay. And you were explaining to me, could you tell our listeners like what kind of house you live in?
So I live in a group home.
Yeah. And it's part of what agency?
It's part of West Bay RI.
Mm-hmm.
And also, by the way, they're hiring.
Little quick plug. All right. I see how it is. So how many people do you live with?
I live with two other clients.
Okay. You guys all similar in age, or is it all over the place?
I'm not too far from them.
Okay. They're a little older?
Yeah, they're a little older.
And you have some individuals that come in and support you guys as direct support staff?
Yeah, staff that come in and support us and everything.
Mm-hmm.
We basically do a lot of things. We go to podcasts. We go like me and you were talking about how I go to a horror fest to meet you somewhere.
Yes, yeah.
And with my other housemates, we would go to we would also go to Six Flags.
Oh.
I just recently went to Lake Compound, but we called it Lake Disappointment because we had a situation. They said, "Oh wait, the college students are back in school again. So if you want to come back to do the water, because we were going to do the water park."
Yeah.
So they're like, the water park's closed. If you want to come back, you can come back on the weekend. We were like, no, we're not coming back on the weekend, but.
So did you were the rides open?
We just did the rides. We were so happy and excited to do the water park, but once we got there, we couldn't do it.
Lake Disappointment.
Yeah, we called it Lake Disappointment.
I like that.
And it was funny.
Because that's like a 2-hour drive for you guys.
Yeah.
To get to Lake Compound.
Basically,
it's in Bristol, Connecticut, I think.
Yeah. And then I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And then I also have my permit.
Oh.
I just got it last year and then I have to renew it. I just started learning how to drive.
How's that going?
It's going all right. I was a little bit anxious when I first started driving for the first time, but I got used to it. I started loving it.
You love it?
I love it, yeah.
What's your favorite part about driving?
Learning how to pull out of the parking lot, and we're learning how to pull back in, and backing up, do parallel parking, all of that.
You enjoy all that?
Yeah, I love all of
that. You might be the only person I've ever heard says likes doing parallel parking.
Yeah.
That's probably my least favorite thing to do. So, all right, when you're practicing driving, who takes you?
My mom.
She takes you to practice?
Yep.
How is she? Is she nervous?
Oh no, she's great.
Yeah?
She's a great person. She's great. She's great with my dad. My dad basically He was the one that taught my mom how to drive. My mom was like taught how to drive in a parking lot as well.
So he taught her and she's teaching you now.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
my mom taught my other siblings how to drive a car as well in a
Yeah.
parking lot, and she's teaching me. She taught everyone besides one of my oldest sisters, my older sister Miranda, and my little brother Michael. Besides them,
How many siblings do you have?
I have 8 other siblings.
What?
There's
There's 9 kids in your family?
9 kids in total.
Whoa.
Yep.
Where do you fall on this list of 9
8.
kids?
I'm 8.
You're 8, so there's only one younger than you.
Yeah.
Wow.
My brother Michael is the 9th. There was a funny thing that made us all laugh. I was at my friend's house one day. All of a sudden he says, "Hey mom, can I not be the baby of the family? So can you have another kid, so I'm not the baby of the family?" So I thought that was funny. And he was like, my mom's like, "I can't, no, I'm not having another kid."
10 would be that's like I think the max. I think after
Yeah,
10 you have to
I
like
think
you have to retire after 10.
yeah, my dad's family, my dad's parents had like 16 kids in total.
All right, so they come from big families.
Yeah.
So you probably have family all around.
Yeah, I have family that live in Virginia as well.
Okay.
But originally my family from Rhode Island, but I was
I'm
born
trying to
in New
picture
York.
8 other Renos walking around. And I'm like that.
And actually, the funniest thing is my dad's dad was named Reno, and I was named after him. Everyone was like, "Nah, you were named after Reno, Nevada." I'm like, "No, I was named after." People thought I was like named after Reno, Nevada. They're like, "Nah, you were." And then
Maybe he was named after Reno.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, and then if I go and order something from a meal or whatever, and they ask my name, they put the word Rhino instead of
Rhino. Oh my
They
goodness.
put R-I-N-O, and then I'm like, all right, whatever. Then they tried their best to spell it.
Well, I appreciate the patience you have with people. You don't get mad. Some people would get upset. Like, I'm not Rhino.
I'm not Rhino. Like I'm like same as if I'm not Rhino. And there was someone that I deliver flowers to. It's one of the RC's caseload friends that So I delivered flowers to she was like, "Your name's Rico, right?"
I can picture you being Rico though. I like
can
that.
picture that. Oh yeah, but I don't want to be a Rico story.
So tell me, wait, you deliver flowers? Is that a job you have?
Yeah, I deliver flowers like the days like today I do D&D, which is Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, that's right. You guys have a Dungeons and Dragons group.
And then my girlfriend goes too. So my girl so
You knew I was gonna ask you about
it. Yeah. So
it.
my girl, basically because I have a picture frame of General Ortega on my bedroom wall.
Yeah, that's what I thought your girlfriend was.
So basically, her name's JJ. So the thing is,
Okay.
when I was playing Fortnite last year, no, not last year, but the year before, I'd be like, "No, I'm dating General Ortega," and then be like, "Where is she? Can I say hi?" I'm like, "No, she's at an acting class."
So I got to fill people in on this a little bit so they can understand where we're going here. So I met Reno through my group, my outside group that I do called PVD Horror, and we do monthly movie nights. And I met Reno at one of the movies because he came with a buddy of his, and he's been coming ever since. So every month he comes to our monthly movie nights. But the thing that Reno always talks about is Jenna Ortega. That was like the first conversation you asked us was like, "Are you guys gonna play such Scream whatever with Jenna Ortega?" And we're like, maybe at some point, because it's kind of we play a lot of like older films, and then we just learned about how much you enjoy Jenna Ortega, right?
Yeah.
So that is something that I'm very aware of.
Yeah, that's when I started being into horror movies. I was always
Right.
scared of horror movies before, and because I didn't want to watch them. But once when I found out Jenna Ortega was going to be in Scream 6, I'm like, "No, I gotta go see this." I was so excited. I'm like, nah, I gotta go see this. I gotta go see this.
So you got into it because you found out one of your favorite actresses was in it.
Yep.
And then ever since then, you've been watching them, and to the point where you literally come every single month to our movie night, and you.
That I wanted to be an actor as of when she filmed in that movie.
So watching her in that movie made you want to be an actor.
Yep. That's what it was, and I'm telling you, it was one of the best things ever that I ever saw. Once when I saw, but the thing was, Scream 6 was like, imagine you watching the movie Scary Movie.
Yeah.
Basically, the Scary Movie one, where I saw that one too. That one was not even scary.
No, it's a comedy, right?
It's a comedy.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what basically Scream 6 was.
Oh, you felt like it was like kind of silly.
Yeah.
Oh, I get what you're saying, because you did explain this to me, and I thought this was cool. You always assumed movies were going to scare you a lot. You were afraid of how bad they would scare you, so you never watched them. But then when you watched it, you were like, this is nothing.
Yeah, and then when I watched Scream 1 and 2, I'm like, oh, damn, this is scary.
Those are actually scary to you.
Yeah.
But you enjoy it now.
But I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I like jumping. That's my effect.
Yeah, you always say that. Like, that movie has some good jumps, right? You always.
Because I went to there was one time I basically chickened out because I wanted to go, and then I was like, basically I was chickening out to go inside of a haunted house.
Yeah, yeah.
So all of a sudden I eventually went in it. So one of the staff was like, "How about if you get scared, I'll pull on the back of your shirt and I'll just pull you backwards." And I said, "Yeah, sure." But instead, he just goes in front of me. After a little while, he's in front of me. I'm like, are you there?" I mean, I see nothing but clouds of smoke.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shoot, and then every time I'm just screaming on purpose to just get them out of my area.
Oh, I could be wrong. That might have the opposite effect. I think once they see someone screaming, they're like, oh, we got this guy, and they're going to get you more.
Yeah.
You might want to try a different approach next time.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I might. Because, because my girlfriend, she's not into any scary movies. She's I try to get her in watching Ghost Adventures, and she's still scared. I even watched, Wicked, which was funny.
Yeah.
And she literally hit right here in my sweatshirt.
She found Wicked scary. I haven't seen it yet. So
oh, it's awesome. Wicked's have you seen The Wizard of Oz?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the monkeys, the flying monkeys? So all of a sudden it comes and everything. So she literally hit her face right in my shoulder because she was so scared
of those giant monkeys.
Of those monkeys.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. She said Mufasa scares her. How does Mufasa scare you?
So that's extreme. She might be the extreme.
Yeah.
Being scared.
Yeah.
You weren't at that level before, right? How did you meet your girlfriend?
We met on Valentine's Day last year. It's gonna be on year.
You met on Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
Where'd you guys meet?
She lives at another house.
Yeah.
Than another West Bay house.
Did you guys have like a dance or a gathering or something?
No. She was dating one of my friends that I used to live with at my other program, which was the Rumford House. Yep. In East Providence. So I would so them two would dating, but then it didn't work out after a little while. So when they broke up, I asked her out and everything. But at first, when I was asking her out before, when I first met her, she was afraid to say that. She was afraid that I would have said no.
Oh.
About it.
So she had interest in you as well.
Yeah. And then when she was dating her ex, she was thinking of me as well, because she was like, I really wish I could at least go back in time and like
meet you first,
meet me and go out with me. But she didn't know what I would say when she first met me, which is usual. Like, that's normal. Yeah, that's normal. It's like
we all have a little like nervousness, right?
Nervousness, yeah. We all have that inside.
Yeah.
So like, it's like me and her. I'm always there for her. She's always there for me. Yeah. So like, basically, me and her, in the future, we plan on having kids in the future. Like, and then the thing is, like, I call her Jenna Ortega all the time. She's like, I am not Jenna Ortega, cause she's 4'9", and I say,
she's short.
Yeah, she's short. So the thing is, I'm like, now you're Jenna Ortega. I'm like, no, I'm not. She's like, I'm not Jenna Ortega, and I'm not neither of them. I'm just me. I'm just your regular girlfriend.
Your regular girlfriend. Well, it sounds like you think your regular girlfriend is pretty special though.
Yeah, that's it.
And I know that people aren't going to see this until March, but we're recording and it's right before like a few weeks before Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
Are you already thinking about your Valentine's Day plans?
yeah.
What do you? Oh, it's okay to share. This won't come out
Oh,
till after.
oh, I
So,
know.
will you share any of your
Yeah,
plans? Go
yeah.
ahead.
I'm thinking about taking her to New York to actually see her newborn nephew.
Oh,
Her nephew's about to
so
be
she's got
born.
family in New York too?
Yeah. Her foster, not her foster mother, but her biological mother is. Her foster mother lives in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and she just got to see her foster mother,
Yeah.
and she, they surprised her and everything. They were in Rhode Island for so long that she didn't know that they were in Rhode Island, so they just went back to Florida.
Okay.
So she her biological mother lives in New York, and her sister, her older sister, lives in New York.
Mm-hmm.
So not older sister, but little sister.
Okay, her little sister.
So her little sister, but she's the oldest in the family. My girl is.
Yeah.
And her sister, her younger sister's the next oldest.
Mm-hmm.
She has like two twins. They're like
Oh, wow.
15. An 8-year-old brother.
She's got wow, you guys have a lot in common. So you both have roots in New York.
Mm-hmm.
You both have pretty big families. It sounds like she
Yeah.
has a lot of siblings too. Maybe not 8 other ones,
Yeah.
but a decent amount.
But her she was named at her full name is Jeanette Johnson. The way that she got her first name and her middle name is Rose. So the way that she got her first name and her middle name was because her grandparents had that name.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So they named it after her grandparents.
Yes. So I like a few things that you're saying are really nice to hear. First of all,
Yeah.
it sounds like you care about her pretty deeply.
Mhm.
It sounds like you're super thoughtful. You're kind of thinking like what things would be meaningful to her.
And
do
then
on
and
Valentine's
then there
Day.
was another time I was like basically telling her one time about scary things, and I'm like, all right, let me show you the trailer of Scream 6. She's like, nah, this is scary.
She wouldn't want it.
Take it off.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
Secretly, she didn't want to watch it because she knew you were drooling over Jenna Ortega.
yeah.
Yeah, No,
Basically.
but I also you clearly know a lot about her, so you guys have gotten to connect on a pretty deep level. So
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. And a lot of what you said was like I think so something we can all connect to. There's always things where it's like, oh, I wish I met this person before
Yeah.
this happened, but everything happens the way it does, right? So
Yeah,
there's no
right.
reason to dwell on it too much.
Yeah.
The only thing that matters is you guys came together now, right?
Yep.
And maybe
And-
there's a reason you didn't
And
connect
and
back
her
then.
dad wants to really meet me.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Oh, I'm
another
sure he's
thing.
probably like, this guy's a trip. I gotta meet
Yeah, yeah. But
I
yeah.
gotta meet this Rico. I'm not Rico, Reno.
And I thought that was funny when the lady says, "Hey, your name's Rico, right?" I'm like, "No, my name's Reno." She's like, "All right, now I know for sure."
Yeah.
Nice meeting you, Reno.
So, Reno, I'm gonna.
And now one of the staff that went with me that day, his name is Andre. I want to actually tell everyone that who he is. So his name is Andre. So the thing is,
Shout out to Andre.
Shout out to Andre. So he says every time he thinks of it, he's like, "Oh yeah, the thing is, hey Rico."
He'll never forget that.
He'll never forget
He'll
that.
never forget
And
that.
and another thing about shouting out to him, one time we had a Halloween party. It was raining. Almost went through our fence because he sat down on a folding, you know those metal folding chairs?
Yeah.
Sat down on one of them, slid right off of it, and broke it. So I call him Starfish now because because I call him Starfish because he broke the chair, made it look like a starfish. And then one day we went to Mystic Aquarium.
Yeah.
And there's a starfish in the thing. I said, "Hey Andre, look, that's you." He goes, "Oh, thanks."
Sounds like you guys have some good times.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
laughs, huh?
It is.
So I'm gonna shift on a little bit of a more serious note,
Yeah.
okay? So we were talking off air a little bit, and I was kind of just like asking you what things that you what things you'd be willing to share on here as far as like things that like some people come on here and they talk about maybe specific disabilities they have or physical disabilities or just different challenges. So I guess I'm going to open it up and see kind of like what you're willing to share and what kind of challenges you have on like a day-to-day basis.
Like my other challenge, I have like mainly my challenge of it is like learning how to drive mainly.
Okay. And
That's
you
one.
you had mentioned off air also just like in general learning how to do things on your own can be a little
Yeah,
bit of
it's not
a
really.
thing.
I could kind of do that things on my own,
Yeah.
but like I feel like I could. It was mainly like driving more. Is
Yeah.
mainly that I need more practice of,
Sure.
and I think I messed up. I meant to say driving, and I said learning how to do things on my
Oh,
own.
okay. Yeah, yeah. No, I get what you're saying. So for to do that, in order to drive on your own, you got to practice, right?
Yeah,
And that's the big thing is like
practicing is a
practicing,
challenging thing for me.
letting people help you, with that,
Yeah.
obviously,
And I
because
just like doing things on my own. I'm that kind of person. I like doing things on my own
I can
because
sense that.
like I'm like the kind of person I'm like, nah, I don't like when people teach me. I like doing things on my own. I'm like, nah, I don't like paying for things. I'm like, nah, I can't.
So it must be tough then
It
at
is, yeah.
times to accept help when,
Yeah.
yeah,
To accept that help, even that it's good for you.
right.
I'm like,
So
nah,
how do you, what would you tell people who maybe are similar? Maybe they love to do things on their own, but at times they need help. What would you tell them?
I want to say that basically, if you think that there's times that you think that you don't really need help, but like you would need it though, I would say let them help you because first off, like they you'll rather have the help than rather if you do it on your own, you'll be like, how do I do this? What am I gonna do? And then you're freaking out and everything. You're like, oh wait, I don't know what to do now.
Right.
Then like if you're driving or learning how to be on your own, then you're freaking out and you're like, what do I do? What do I do?
So you never learned how to, if
Yeah,
you
it's
don't
like
accept the help, you don't
if you
know
don't
how, you
accept
won't
the
learn how to
help,
do it
if you
correctly.
don't accept, yeah, if you don't accept, like you said, yeah, if you don't accept the help, you won't learn it correctly. That's why, like for me, I think driving is challenging for me
Yeah.
because driving is a privilege.
I
Driving
love
is a
that.
privilege,
Yeah.
not a right.
Sure.
But like people would say, if they got a ticket, nah, driving's a right, not a privilege. That means you're dumb if you're saying that. That means you're dumb if you're saying that.
So
If you say that in front of a judge, the judge is gonna be like, "All right, you want to know something? Get out of my house." You,
I think you need your own show.
I think so.
I'm just gonna leave. I'll be back in a couple hours. Just go.
Yeah,
So no, I love that. It's a privilege, which means you have to take it seriously, which means
yeah,
you got to learn the right way to do it,
yep,
and
and
that means letting people help you learn,
yeah.
right?
Because everyone thinks that I should get my own show. Everyone's saying I should,
Oh
like,
man,
no,
oh, I just made your head this big, I think.
no, for real. I actually said that, people are like, no, we got to get him his own show because he's got to have his own show. Like,
No, Reno, what I want to say though is like you have a special gift. Like you obviously are very comfortable talking. You can tell stories, and you are funny.
yeah,
Like you're just contagious.
and the funniest thing is I could tell like Walt Disney stories,
You can tell Walt Disney story like about
made
what?
like made up stories.
Oh,
That's what I'm good at.
you're a storyteller.
Yes.
Now that I know that, I'm always gonna be like thinking about that when I see you.
And then the thing is, then because one day I told my girl one time saying, hey, she got so mad at me. She whacked me the day when I came over to her place and everything. I'm like, she got mad at me because I said, I'm just joking. I'm not. And then because I said I was like. Oh yeah, I'm dating another.
Oh
I was
boy.
dating this girl, and then we had two kids together, and then all of a sudden, this and that happened. Then we broke up because her cousin made us break up. She's like, "But you can go back with them. You can go back with them. I don't mind. I'd
She wanted
rather."
no part of all that.
So,
She was
and
like,
then
I'm gonna cut this.
eventually, I said, "I'm just joking. I made all that up.
All right. I know
I made it into a reality,
I know, and that's scary.
and that's scary."
So I'm gonna give you, I know you don't like to accept help, but I am gonna give you a little help. Don't do that to her.
Yeah, don't do that to
if you want to make it to next Valentine's Day, don't do that.
Yeah. I'm like this. I'm like, I learned my lesson. Never do that again. I'm like, yeah, I learned my lesson.
You learned the hard way.
I learned the hard way from
You got a smack.
I did. She goes, I'm like, oh, thanks. And then sometimes she'll like kick me with her high heels a little. She keeps me in check, though. That's the thing.
You need that.
I need it, yeah.
I think a person like you needs that.
I
right?
think so.
You're a loose cannon.
I am.
She's gonna keep
She
you.
keeps me in check. I keep her in check, which is awesome.
It is. Reno, you share with me like and you share with all of us how watching Jenna Ortega had like kind of inspired you to want to get into acting, right?
Yeah.
And you also told me before that like you love music and you'd love to get into singing as well. So tell me like what are your goals for those things?
At first I was like at first I wanted to do acting, and then I'm like, do I want to do acting anymore? I'm like, nah, I'd rather do music because I do love music, because I can always become a Christian singer because I love Christian music.
Oh, okay. Is that your favorite?
That's my favorite kind of music.
Sure.
Yeah, it's Christian music. I like also rap as well, but I like all kinds of music.
Yeah.
Rock.
You mentioned country before.
Country, yeah. I like Post Malone and everything. I like Luke Combs. I like a lot of country singers. I grew up listening to country. I grew up listening to oldies, R&B, and that was it.
Yeah.
And my mom had a cassette player in her van, like those tape players.
Yeah, yeah.
So she had one of them, and we had a car that was like an undercover police car, so an undercover police car. I forgot the name of it, but
yeah, you had an old police car, so when people would see it, they'd have to like second guess, is that an actual police car or not?
Like it wasn't an old one. It was like we got it brand new out of the lot and everything.
So but it was the same style.
The same style.
Gotcha. All right, yeah.
So its style, I think it was a fire or something. I forgot what it was, but yeah, it was a really nice car. But there was a time that we had like some type of, not a Dodge minivan. We had 4 cars in total.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was 5 cars we had 5 cars in total. One of the cars got totaled because my mom was speeding and she hit a deer.
Oh, yeah.
So all of a sudden, there was a speed trap up ahead. So luckily, the God was like saying, "Oh, here comes a deer just to slow you down." And then all of a sudden, went over the hood of the the hood of the car, landed on the other side of the road. A truck stopped in the middle of the road, got out of their truck, picked it up, put it in the back of their truck.
What part of New York were you living in at that time? Was that in New York? Or
that was in Rhode Island.
That was in Rhode Island. Oh, all right. Because I had a similar situation in upstate New York, actually.
Yeah.
So sounded familiar.
In upstate New York, I never knew this until I found out. Because when I used to go on vacation, when I came back to Rhode Island from New York, people used to be like, I used to go on vacation with the whole family. We would go to upstate New York to a ranch and everything.
Oh.
So the thing is, they're like, I'm in a vehicle and everything. While we're riding the vehicle, we almost hit a moose.
A moose?
I did not know that New York had mooses. So somehow, New York does not have mooses up there. But the thing is, in upstate, they have deers, but they don't have mooses. But somehow the moose traveled from New Hampshire to New York.
You know, that's like a dream of mine, is to see a moose. I would love to see.
And I seen it. It was huge.
Yeah, they're giant.
They're giant, and I'm like, because people say if you hit them, it's either your car's totaled or you're dead and your car's totaled.
Right. It's a big deal. Yeah.
They're like, if you survive it, your car's definitely totaled for sure.
Yeah.
But if you don't survive, it's either you're dead and your car's totaled.
Right.
Which I hope when I get my first car, I hope I can just be like, oh, this was a great car. Because my brother has a Honda Accord, and that's what I'm practicing in.
Yeah.
Is a Honda Accord.
That's a good car.
So it is. And my brother was like telling people like it's either you get the best cars is Toyota or Honda.
Because they go forever.
Because they run forever. They can go up to 300,000 miles, which isn't bad. And his car is already at 2-something thousand miles already.
Right.
And he's almost at 3.
Do you have a dream car that you're hoping to get?
I have a dream car.
Okay, I had a feeling.
It's the same kind of car as my brother, but a newer version.
Okay. So you want to get a newer version of a Honda Accord?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to get one of them because I'm like, all right, let me see. Because
You look up to your brother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother also looks up to me.
Yeah.
I look up to my brother because he drives. He's able to drive. He has his license. So I'm like, all right. And then one time people said this to me saying, because I had a ring on this finger right here, on my ring finger, on my left one. People said, are you married? No. I'm like, yeah, I'm engaged. Yeah, how'd you know? And I'm like, but really I'm not. Because I would just have a ring just on there.
You switched it up and now it's on the other hand.
No, that's a mood ring. I used to have a regular ring on my ring finger.
What's your mood telling you today?
I have no clue. I don't even understand it.
I don't know either.
I just literally just let it go.
You're like, it's cool. Okay.
No, I just like
black. Does it change?
It changes.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it changes.
I don't know either.
Like one side it's a different color. This side is a different color.
It's black as far as I can tell.
Well, if you look close, that's black, and then that's
well, it's hard to tell because that light is also like kind of shining on it.
Yeah, if you look at it, that's.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is
blue,
greenish, right?
Greenish,
or bluish, yeah.
And that's like bluish blackish. That one's greenish blackish, greenish bluish.
We'll have to look that up.
I got a card one time from that. I went to Attleboro Emerald Square Mall.
Yeah.
To get it from, I got this from. So then I had one that I got from on the east side, which was awesome. Then I lost it. So I couldn't find it, this and that. All of a sudden, I was like, I want another mood ring. But one day I got my girl, like, and one of them, like, it was like an engagement ring, but, like, it was, like, one of them, like, you know those, like, rings that you would find so, it was like a bougie ring because, like, it was so cheap. It was, like, so cheap because.
But it was, like, it looked flashy?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looked flashy. So the thing is, it was a size 7, so every time I go to, like, the store or whatever, I'm like, you have a size 3.5? Because that's what she has. She wears as a thing.
Oh, so you originally got her a 7. It was way too big.
Yeah. And I was like, do you want
She must have been like, what? How big do you think my hands are?
That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, well, I just bought it and I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
It won't fit on my fingers.
So, Reno, like, this is so much fun talking to you. You're all right. So I just have to say a few things. First of all, there's so much to you, and like I've known this because like just even the brief conversations we've been able to have at the movie nights.
Yeah.
Like you are hilarious, but you're so freaking talkative, and it's great because but like it's like in a way that like people feel comfortable talking to you. Like,
yeah.
You have a way about you that makes people feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And you do know how to tell a story. And,
yeah.
And it's great. So people are kind of drawn to you, I think. And I think that
I tell me like you'll be good at writing a Walt Disney story.
Yeah, I think you would. So I just want to encourage you to continue.
And they say I've written a book before. I'm like, no.
Do all those things. Do all the things. Like you love acting, you like music, you tell good stories. Like, do those things.
I like reading scripts, but I'm not a big fan of like writing books.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of writing.
I'm gonna ask if people that are watching us, if you guys have advice for Reno of like what he should do with all these qualities and skills that he has, share them with us. Let us know. I want to share them with Reno and kind of let people know like what they think he should be doing. This guy is something else. So
I'm awesome.
You are. Reno, I'm gonna definitely have you come back at some point. Okay.
Yeah. Was this a school at first?
This building?
Yeah.
This building was an old day program building that the Perspectives acquired, and
Oh,
yeah, so they made this little area for us to be able to do this,
that's
which is cool.
cool.
Yeah, so we'll definitely have you come back and chat more.
Yeah.
I know originally we were actually supposed to have you and your buddy that you go to the movie nights come on, but maybe you can join us down the road again, and we can
Yeah.
get a part 2 of Reno, because I think people are gonna want that. Okay.
No, yep.
Do you want to give some shout outs before we wrap up here?
I want to give a shout out to all the staff that work with me. I want to give a shout out to West Bay. I also want to give a shout out to Derek, that works with me, the staff. I want to give a shout out to his daughter Lena, and a shout out to everyone in this world.
And thank you for being here.
Yep.
You're
welcome.
We'll definitely talk soon, and I'll see you soon. I'll see you
Yep.
at the movie night next month. Okay?
Sounds good.
All right, man. Thank you everyone for listening. Please give a rating, review, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we will see you next month. So enjoy your time, and we'll see you then. Have a good one.
Have a good one. Peace.